miss you when we were back in arenas. I'd see you in New York. But I wanted to ask you a little bit about coming back into the fold as a head coach, but particularly coaching a very young team. I mean, you in New York have pretty young teams, and I'm sure that comes with some excitement, but also some differences than when you were with Las Vegas. So maybe if you could start with that.
Well, I love being a head coach. Have an opportunity to come here to Dallas, to a place where I live. I've been living here since 2004, and now having the opportunity to work where I live is amazing. For 25 years, I've been packing up leaving for 6 months. So having the opportunity to be here, I love it. My team, they're young, but they're exciting. My team, my players are amazing athletes, amazing people. They come from very, very prestigious universities. So they understand what it takes to win. They know how to win. So now it's my job to help them win at this level, to organize them and put them in the right position to be successful. So it's fun. It's fun. We still missing 5 key players on our team. But the players that are here, they're working hard, they're working together, and they're being smart.
I love it. I could just see you lighten up as you were talking, Coach. I love to see it. I did also want to ask you about WNBA 25. You've seen a good stretch of this league now, Coach, in a lot of different capacities. But I specifically wanted to ask you about some of the franchises that unfortunately are not around anymore. But when you think of Sacramento, Cleveland, Charlotte, and Houston, I mean, what are some of the first things that pop into your mind?
Great basketball. Some of the best players played on those teams. Cynthia Cooper in Houston, Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, and the list go on and on. Kim Mulkey, may she rest in peace. And then the other teams as well. Don't forget Utah as well.
Yeah, well, I guess, they were in an OG team, a little bit into the Aces now, I guess, is how it goes, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're right. There's a few others too.
Yeah, Portland, all that good stuff. But the league has evolved. We're hoping to add more teams. In '97, I was one of 32 players that was placed in the WNBA on different teams. I was placed in New York with Reese Weatherspoon, Kim Mulkey, and Rebecca Lobo. Our goal as a professional league in the United States was to hope to the league exist for a long time, be around for a long time. Now, 25 years later, we're still talking about the WNBA, and we are the best professional women's league in the world, period. And I'm very happy to be a part of that. I've been a part of that for 25 years, and I hope to be a part of it for the next 15, 20 more years. I'm so proud of our young ladies, how they are on and off the court, what they stand for, how they represent our league. And so I'm just very honored to be a part of it.
And I'll take this moment to also just thank you. I grew up here in New York and would go to those Liberty games, and to be able to cover you for the last several years on the coaching front has been truly an honor. So thank you for all you've done for basketball.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Arike. Next, we'll go to Danny Barlavi. Danny, go ahead and ask your question.
Coach Johnson, thanks for the time today. I was wondering, you mentioned that you are still waiting on a couple of those key players to come back from their overseas commitments. I was wondering if you could speak to some of those players like Arike, like Setu, and just what you've seen from them while they've been playing over in the Euro League and in their various respective, country leagues.
I'm not going to just talk about the players that's overseas now. I'm talking about all our players that were overseas. They all got better. They played amazing basketball off season. They got better. I can see the difference in Ty. I can see the difference in Mabrey. And that's what overseas does. That's what overseas does for you. Give you an opportunity to get better as a whole. Now, Arike and Satu and Harrison and Walk and Bella, they're still overseas playing. And the reason why they're overseas is because their team is in the championship. And they're a big part of that, and there's nothing like a commitment overseas, playing it overseas and bringing on a championship for your team. So I'm so proud of them. The accomplishment that Arike has made overseas, I see the growth. I see the communication part of it, the things that we talked about all season that it's going to take for her to be a great leader in the WNBA. I understand Satu is a rookie now. This is her second year play. And so just to watch her overseas be as productive as she is overseas is very rewarding for me. So when she gets to the WNBA, when she gets to our team, she's going to be even more successful. Her growth and maturity level is on another level. Also, I'm very happy that Walk is in with Harrison overseas, having the opportunity to get to know her and understand how hard she has to work. And Harrison is playing amazing overseas as well. So I'm very happy. And then Bella went late, and her opportunity to play in the EuroLeague, it's always an honor, and she's been very productive. She's very excited about getting back, and I'm very excited about working with her and seeing her growth. I talked to her on the phone, Bella, and I love her as a person, as a basketball mind. So I can't wait to have the opportunity to work with her.
Thank you very much, Danny. Next, we'll go to Tyler. Tyler, go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, this is Tyler from Sports and Culture. How are you today, Coach?
I'm good. Good.
Hey, as a coach over women's basketball, can you talk about what it's like seeing Kim Mulkey kind of dominate the headlines the last 2 days for her new coaching move?
I love it. I'm a little biased because Coach Kim coached me at Louisiana Tech. She was my assistant. She actually recruited me to go to Louisiana Tech. So to see her at Baylor, I became a Baylor fan. Now she's at LSU. I don't know if I can be an LSU fan. I don't know that, but I'm very happy. Coach Mulkey is a great coach. Her success is amazing. I still can't believe Baylor allowed her to leave. I after 20 years of building that program, building that special program, winning, 3-4 championships. I don't know if I would have let her left so easily. But I'm very happy for her. She's from down south. She's from Louisiana, and she wanted to be close to her family. So I'm very happy for her.
Thank you for taking my question.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Tyler. Next, we'll go to Chris Henderson. Chris, go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, Coach. Hope all is well. Obviously being a former player and as well coaching now, what are some differences in the game of basketball that you have seen in the WNBA? Like, is there anything for us, like maybe philosophy, the way players are playing? Have you noticed a difference from when you play versus now?
I think the biggest difference is that players are more athletic. They're so much quicker than we were. But the basketball IQ, the study, being able to study the game, watch a lot of film, they're not really big into that. And we were. If you look at our generation back in the day, we're all coaches. We're all coaches on some level. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think also the difference with this generation too is that as a coach, you have to teach a little bit more detail, so you can hold them accountable. You just can't assume that they know. But because I'm a teacher and I love to teach, so this is perfect for me. This is perfect for me. My team is doing amazing, let me tell you, because I'm doing a lot of stuff at them, and for them to be able to pick up and play with it, I love it on both sides of the basketball.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you, Chris. Next, we'll go to Ron Thulin. Ron, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Coach. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I am great. You left off one of the greats of the Cleveland Rockers, Reagan Peebley, but I'll forgive you for that.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She doesn't let me bring it up very often, to be honest with you. Coach, with the players gone, how much of your offense can you put in? You talk about throwing a lot of stuff at them. And with those players gone, do they have playbooks? Do they have the philosophy you want so they can learn while they're apart from you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. They got the philosophy offensively and defensively off season. When I got hired, we have an app. They have all the plays. They have all the defensive terminology. They have our sets. So they're up to date. They just go to the app. Players that are away have the opportunity to see exactly what we're doing, be on the same page when they land in the States. When they touch down and come up on the court, they will not be behind. Because the best thing about the players that are overseas, they're vets to a certain degree. The basketball IQ is on another level, so it's not going to take long for them to pick up and do what we need to do as a team, as individuals on both sides of the basketball.
Thank you very much, Ron. Do we have any more questions for Coach Johnson? All right, going back to Tyler. Tyler, go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, Coach, the other day, Ty Harris kind of talked about how she wanted to be more aggressive coming into the season.
I want to be more aggressive too.
Have you seen that from her so far in camp?
Well, it's early. It's too early to say. We're only 3 days in. We just finished the third day. Today she was more aggressive. Yeah, everybody has to realize this is a new system. This is a new system on both sides of the basketball. My expectations of our team as a team and as individual is very demanding. It's very demanding. But I'm very pleased with Ty. I'm pleased with the way she organized. I want her to be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more selfish when she comes off the pick and roll, for example. I want her to come and score versus just passing. Shoot the basketball in transition, attack in transition, set good screens. When she set a screen, I want her to open up to score the basketball. Just those different things. But she played very well today. We played a lot today. She played very well, and I'm very pleased with her.
You should be able to hear me now. There you go. Hey, guys, we're joined by Dallas Wings guard Marina Mabrey. If you guys have any questions, feel free to raise your hand. We'll go in the order that the questions are received. First, we'll go to Ron. Ron, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Marina. How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. I do the play-by-play for the TV for the Wings. Didn't get to meet you last year, but looking forward to finally meeting you this year. I'll be the guy with a mask on. When you took over the starting position last year, you started 12 games, and you look at your numbers, and you just blew the first year. You played 31 games, I think, the first year, but you blew all your numbers out of the water. Talk about your confidence you got last season when you finally got the opportunity to start and become a focal point for this team.
Just going back to my rookie season at LA, I got to learn from so many veteran players, and I took that with me when I came to Dallas with a whole new look with younger players and tried to instill that veteran leadership that I had there. And just knowing that I belong here, believing in myself and knowing my abilities. So just when it was my turn, I knew that an opportunity would come around to me, and I had to be ready to take it. So that's the same thing, and I'll live by that this year too.
Thanks, Ron. Next, we'll go to Arike. Arike, go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you. Hey, Marina, Arike Ayala here, representing the Locked On Women's Basketball podcast. You just told Ron a little bit about your journey and kind of having that confidence, it sounds like, within your own self and your own game and your growth. Obviously, you have had a short WNBA career, but you've already racked up a few head coaches. So I'm just wondering how you've approached this season and particularly getting acclimated to a new coach, and what are your impressions about Vickie and what you think she would like you to focus on in training camp?
I try to play the same way regardless, because all coaches want to win. They want players that compete. They play hard every possession. And me as a player, I'm going to do what the team needs to do to win. So if that means I need to grab 10 rebounds, or I need to give out assists, or I need to hit threes, or whatever I need to do, I'm going to do for the team. So I try to approach that with every coach that I have, no matter what. And just understanding the values that they're instilling in the culture at Dallas. So if that's what they're looking for, whatever our new coach Vickie is looking for, I'm going to do and try to echo it to all the other players too. So just changing my mindset each year to gear towards what our coach is looking for. But in the grand scheme of things, they're all looking for the same things.
Thank you very much, Arike. Next, we'll go to Chris. Chris, go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, hope all is well. I do have a question for you in terms of like the sneaker culture. Now, obviously, the WNBA now, obviously embracing the sneaker culture. And I know you're in the sneakers as well as in fashion, and you have your own brand and platform with that as well. How do you feel about that? Because I like the fact that now that we're seeing more WNBA players have their own player exclusives through Nike, Adidas, or Puma or Jordan brand. But how do you feel about that?
I think it's cool. Like if it's something that people are into and that's how they express themselves, and they want to wear bright colored shoes, they want to wear Nikes or Adidas or whatever they're with, that's great. I think it's great. It involves the kids. The kids love the bright colors, the new shoes. I know Under Armour has some that have different colors each shoe, things like that. If that's what you're into, that's awesome. And I guess I'm gonna up my fashion too this year, since that's what's going on.
Okay, and I do have a follow-up real quick to that. So obviously another cool thing with you, obviously, you're going to be on the video game. You were, obviously. So how does that feel to be on a video game? Because that's a whole other realm right there as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. You grow up trying to, I want to play in the WNBA, or as a boy, I want to play in the NBA. And then when you get there, all the things come with it. Some people sign with a Nike, Adidas, and you get all their shoes. You get to wear all their stuff. And now you're in the 2K game, and all the kids that used to grow up with you that you told, I want to play in the WNBA, they're all messaging you, hey, I can't believe we went to preschool, high school, whatever it was together, and I'm playing with you in a video game now. So it's just kind of the rewards that come with your hard work, and it's awesome to be able to see yourself in there.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Chris. Next, we'll go to Tyler. Tyler, go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you. This is Tyler from Sports and Culture. What are some things that you learned about yourself last year having to play in the Wubble?
I learned that I'm mentally tougher than I thought I was. It can get really, really hard when you don't get to play. You go from a college where you played every minute of every second, and then you come to the sport where everyone's as good as you, and you need to use your strengths. And sometimes it's really, really hard to stay focused mentally. And for me, it tested me last year because I got hurt in training camp. I didn't know when it was going to be back. We got off of quarantine. I'm thinking to myself, did I do the work I should have done in quarantine? What would should I have been doing something different? I started second guess a little bit. But once my opportunity came, I was super proud that I was able to put all that stuff to the side and stay mentally locked in to be able to help our franchise continue to get better every year.
All right, thank you very much, Chris. Do we have any other questions for Marina? All right, back to Ron Thulin. Ron, go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, Marina, this is kind of tongue-in-cheek. Best thing about Arike? It can be short.
Like on the court, off the court?
That doesn't matter.
she's my best friend. I love her. So, I mean, the best thing about her is that she's the greatest friend I could ever ask for.
One thing that annoys you about her that she does.
She is always late. If I leave at 5, we're leaving at 6. Okay, and I know it. So
Sounds like my daughters and my wife. I gotta do the 45-minute difference, just to get them on time.
I'll tell her 5.
Go ahead.
I'll tell her. I've learned though. I learned, my friend. If I want to leave at 5, I tell her we're leaving at 4.
That's good. Favorite memory from last year, because it was, I was doing the games from my house, which was really strange. I was in my grandson's playroom actually doing the house, but I had my little tyke hoop up there, so during timeouts I could play. But your favorite memory last year?
Oh, I have 2. Okay. So my favorite memory from last year was I think we were playing Washington, and I drove it at the end in overtime, and I basically had a point blank layup. It went all the way in the basket and out. We should have lost the game basically because of that. But then here comes my best friend. I got you. And then she came down and step back 3, we win. And we just always have each other's back. So that's that moment. I'm like, thanks, Rike. You covered it for me. That, and then the Seattle game when my opportunity came around, she couldn't have been more happy for me. Like, after the game, celebrated, and I think she ended up playing really, really well too. We played really well together, and it was just awesome to start off on that. It was just a really good moment for both of us in our friendship and as teammates.
Well, we look forward to you here in Dallas. I know the fans are excited. We can't wait to see you in person.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ron. Do we have any other questions for Marina? Next, we'll go to Christos. Christos, go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, Marina. Christos from Greece. Hope you are doing well.
Thank
How
you.
productive was the last season for you personally? And about the next season, this season, what are your expectations?
I expect to be better than I was last year. Just me in competition with myself, comparing myself from last year to this year. And I just want to continue to be bolder and bolder in everything that I'm doing. I feel like I can really help the team, and I'm going to be that player that can do whatever. If you want me to play the 1, the 2, the wing, whichever, you want me to guard the 1, the 2, the 3, get rebounds, assists, like I had said before, whatever we need to do to win, that's what I expected myself to do it.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Next, we're joined by Dallas Wings guard Dana Evans. As you guys know, just use the raise your hand feature, and we'll go in the order that the questions are received. First, we'll go to Ron Thulin. Ron, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Dana. Welcome to Dallas.
Thank you.
Walk us through draft night. How frustrating, and what was your stomach like? Because you were obviously picked to be drafted a little bit earlier, but kind of walk us through the emotions you were going through that night. And then when your name was finally called, Greg said you were the steal of the draft, but kind of take us through what you had to go through that night.
It was a lot of emotions. I was extremely nervous throughout the whole day. So I just tried to keep myself busy. I went to the gym in the morning and just kept myself going to not have to think about it so much. But as I was seeing the draft in the first round, I seen that my name wasn't called. I just tried to stay calm. And I just knew that eventually I would get called. I just didn't know when. But I'm still blessed and excited to be here, be a part of the Dallas Wings. I'm super excited to contribute and do what I need to do to help this team be successful. But yeah, I was disappointed at first, but I think my motto is always that God doesn't make mistakes. So I'm here for a reason.
All right, thank you very much. Next, we'll go to Tyler Butler. Tyler, go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, Dana, thank you for taking my question. So far in training camp, how is it going as being a pro? And also, did you get everything to prove to wear the number 13 yet?
It's a little different. The pros, it's more up tempo. You go to the next drill extremely quick. Not many. You don't have time for mistakes here, so everything is kind of faster. The tempo is faster. The game is faster, but it's fun. Competing against the best of the best. Like I said, that's always a privilege and an honor. But wearing number 13, that's just something that's going to keep me going, going to keep me motivated, and yeah. So I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
All right, thank you very much, Tyler. Do we have any more questions for Dana? Going to Danny Barlavi. Danny, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Dana. Nice to meet you. I'm Danny Barlavi from Winsider. I was wondering if you could talk about your goals for yourself during this training camp and then also going into the season.
So my goals for myself going into training camp every day, how I approach it is just to have a good attitude, be coachable, get my teammates better, try to win every drill, win everything, and just compete every day on the offensive end and on the defensive end. Just be a present at all times, be myself, do what I do best, have fun, and just do what I can do. I don't know how that happened, but.
No worries. Thank you. Thank you, Dana.
You're welcome.
Are you good, Dana? All right. Perfect.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Next, we'll go to Ron Thulin. Ron, go ahead and ask your question.
That was good. I've done that 100 times during Zoom calls, Dana. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal. Talk about working with Vickie. Here's somebody that a lot of us have had the pleasure of knowing her for decades. And the fact that she knows you're a rookie, but knowing Vickie, she's not going to take it easy on you. She's going to push you. But what's it like knowing that you've got a player that, number one, cares about you personally off the court as well as on the court, but also understands what you're going through as a rookie? Talk about Vickie.
She's great. I think my favorite thing about her is how much she pays attention to the small details in different areas of the game. She's been teaching me how to get to my spots and knowing where I'm going to get shots and perfecting that, getting to that area. Everything is game like. Even in our individuals, everything was up tempo, fast, and just getting to our spots. But like I said, her paying attention to small detail, being on me, making sure that I know she's not going to take it easy on me, which is something that I like because I want to get better. So she knows that, and she's going to use it and continue to push me to get better in different areas.
All right, thank you very much, Ron. Do we have any more questions for Dana? All right, well, thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you, Dana. We'll see you guys back on Thursday with another media availability. I'll send you all out a list of who's going to be on the call after coach. Thank you very much, guys.